Welcome to Explain America. I'm your host, Kyle Becker. Well, it was total humiliation for the Texas Democrats on Saturday as the final reckoning in their harebrained schemes finally came to play, and they are absolutely toast. Now, before we get into this, please like, share, and comment on Explain America. We appreciate your support for common sense journalism. Now, the Texas Democrats, they absconded from the Lone Star State for weeks, wasting everyone's time and delaying much-needed legislation such as flood relief, all because they were throwing a temper tantrum and stomping their feet over redistricting in this state, which should give an advantage to 5 Republicans who are running in districts in the midterm elections. So obviously people like Jasmine Crockett feel threatened because they are in heavily blue districts and they have an advantage because their voters, well, they heavily skew Democrat. Well, the Democrats don't like it when Republicans fight fire with fire, and that's exactly what happened on Saturday morning as the Texas Senate approved the bill. Now, the Democrats, they didn't go down without a fight because, well, that's really all they do is fight. And they tried to institute a filibuster, but it failed. So all of their attempts to stop the redistricting plan from coming, the new map being put in place, it was all for naught. And it was an absolute disgrace the way that they've handled themselves in the press, doing press conferences in Illinois, for example. I mean, have we ever seen anything like this in American politics where politicians from one state flee to another state, breaking the law, mind you, and holding press conferences? It really is a spectacle, and it is not a good one for the Democratic Party, which continues to flail, and its reputation and its brand is going down the toilet.
This is a Fox News Alert. I'm Chanley Painter in New York. We're following breaking news out of Texas, where the Republican-led state Senate just passed a new congressional map. The 18-8 vote was finalized after Republicans blocked a filibuster. The bill now heads to Governor Greg Abbott's desk to be signed into law. The new map was drawn to help the GOP win as many as 5 additional U.S. House seats in next year's midterm elections. This marks the final legislative hurdle for the redistricting plan backed by President Trump and Texas Governor Greg Abbott. The Senate's approval follows weeks of uncertainty after House Democrats fled the state for 15 days to block the 2/3 quorum needed to conduct business. Lawyers advised them to return on Monday to build a strong public record ahead of a potential legal battle. All of this has ignited an intensifying nationwide redistricting arms race. California Democrats responded on Thursday by approving their own new congressional map. It would hand Democrats 5 more favorable House districts. Unlike Texas, California voters still have to approve the new congressional map in November's election. This typically once a decade process is now expected to spread to other states in the coming weeks.
Now, the last thing about this case is that obviously Greg Abbott is going to sign this into law, and there will be new districts in the state of Texas. But it's not the only state that is going to do redistricting now. We're going to see a domino effect of states because, well, California Governor Gavin Newsom, and he really thinks he's a slick operator. He's positioning himself for a 2028 run. He is threatening now to override the California Constitution and hold a special session in order to gerrymander further the state of California. As we pointed out a few times before, California heavily advantages Democrats. They are disproportionately represented in the state. There are 40% of Republicans, and they only get 20% representation in the state. So Governor Gavin Newsom is deciding that, well, he's going to fight fire with fire. Well, the problem with that is that the blue states, like California, are more gerrymandered for Democrats than the Republican states because, well, for some reason, they believe it's unfair to gerrymander their states, but the time has passed for caring about whether or not it's right or wrong to redistricting these states. because the Democrats simply don't care. They are gerrymandering their states over and over again. There is a list of states where there is 25 to 30, 40%, in some cases, Republican voters. They get zero representation in the Congress. So the Democrats, they don't care. And all's fair in love and war, in their opinion. And so the Republicans going to have to wake up and, get the memo that the Democrats don't care. They're willing to cheat. And so it's not cheating if there are no rules, right? So it's kind of like law of the jungle, right? And this is what the Democrats have brought us to. So what really matters now is political power at the state level. So Republicans need to start mobilizing the way that Democrats mobilize, and that includes everything from lawfare, redistricting, ensure that there is election integrity, and that the people who vote in that state are actual voters and have to show their IDs and prove that they are residents of the state who are there legally. The census, needs to stop counting foreigners. So all of these things need to be done to stop the Democrats from coming to power and making all of our lives miserable, making us poorer, getting us involved in foreign wars, open borders policy where tens of millions of foreigners come here and loot our social welfare state, which, we can have agreements, disagreements about certain aspects of that. But for foreigners, like everyone in the world should be welcome to just American taxpayer money. We are $36 trillion in debt. And if you want to know why inflation has been so crazy before Trump took over, it's because of that. The government spending is out of control. So it's bravo to Texas for starting this battle and for getting the ball rolling, because there are a lot of other red states that could do the same thing. And they set the precedent today, and the Democrats can cry and whine and moan about it all they want. Governor Gavin Newsom is welcome to try to break California's Constitution, and there are a number of ways that he would break it if he redistricted right now in the middle of the decade. So there you go. Democrats are just proving the Republicans' point that they don't really care about fairness. So again, if there are no rules, it's not cheating. So tell us your thoughts at Explain America. We appreciate you watching.